Hello, PPM family. It's just me, Joe Becker from Paramedical Personnel, Maryland, and I want to relay a story to you that kind of goes back quite some time ago when I was picked to be on a committee to research a new theory, a new concept that came out, the white papers, on a thing called compression-only CPR. Now, everybody kind of thinks that's a new thing, but actually that went back quite some time ago. And there were roughly 50 of us in our committee that listened to the doctor that actually did the research, actually did the study on this new concept of compression only. Now let me point out that I've got the current white papers from the ER Docs Association, who basically said this thing doesn't work at all. That's their basic concept, is it doesn't move enough oxygen into the patient to actually save the patient. Okay, that said, let me discuss my feelings and concepts on this. Okay, let's go back to the meeting itself. It was an early morning meeting. We're all sitting there. The gentleman walked in. I remember it kind of like it was just yesterday. He was all maybe 5 foot tall, tweed suit, hack hat, and a cane. And he walked in and we watched a slide presentation. Now keep in mind, slide presentation, we're talking not PowerPoint. This is almost prior to PowerPoint. And he went over his new concept of push on the chest, the air goes in and out of the patient, and it worked absolutely great. That there was no longer a need to lock lips and ventilate the patient because this did everything. It circulated oxygen into the patient. It literally, when you push the chest, you circulated that oxygenated blood through the person. That this was the greatest thing since sliced bread. Okay, when he finished his little presentation, which was about 2 hours long, going over everything that he did and how this was done and how that was done, and he asked if there was any questions. And me being the person that I am, and those that know me know that I'll be the first one with my hand up saying, hey, listen, I've got a question. I said to him, how much air did we actually get into the patient? What was the tidal volume? How much air was actually drawn in to the person's lungs when we're pushing on the person's chest and letting go of the person's chest? And he said, well, my son, and I thought that was odd right there when he said, well, my son, because that was kind of a strange concept. He said, well, my son, we didn't use cadavers to do this. We used intubated rats. And when we pushed on the chest of the rat, the air in and out of the tube, we calculated that, and then we extrapolated that for what that would be for a human being. That's how they measured the oxygen or the air going in and out of the patient. I said to him, well, I said, that kind of leads to my next question. My next question is, in the field, the tongue blocks the airway about 99% of the time. So our biggest problem in the field is getting head tilt, chin lift, that chin pulled up enough to get that tongue clear of the airway so that we can manage to actually get air into the patient's lungs. I said, since we're not intubating the patient, if I was doing that, we'd be into advanced life support. Since we're not doing that and the tongue's blocking the airway, how well is this going to work? And he said to me, well, my son, it wouldn't work at all. Okay. Everybody is now staring at me. Then the place busted out laughing, and pretty much that was it for compression-only CPR. However, a few months later, another group did the study again. Remember, when they do the study again, there can be no changes to the study. Did the study again, submitted their paperwork, and all of a sudden came out this new concept of compression only. No need to ever lock lips again and ventilate the patient. So, here we are today, still talking about compression only CPR. So, let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater. If I was laying in the field here in Harford County, Maryland, the average response time in the state of Maryland is approximately 20 minutes to get an EMS unit to location. With the average person clutching their chest and going down, the average person has approximately 10 minutes worth of oxygenated blood still in the system. So if you were to begin chest compressions only on me laying in the grass out here, after 10 minutes, basically you're circulating nothing. And 10 minutes without oxygenated blood is going to leave me pretty much dead. Okay, so in the field type scenario, compression only is not the greatest idea. You still need to add oxygen to the patient. You need to still ventilate the patient. So why not throw the baby out with the bathwater? Because in certain circumstances, if you're in a facility and you say, hey, listen, code blue, room 5, and you do compression only from the person that literally just stopped breathing, your team will be there and full CPR will be started, the patient will be intubated, full code running, and so that will work just fine. So there are times when compression only will work. Now what about the statement, well, it's better than nothing? Can't really argue with that. It's not better than, in some respects it is better than nothing that you're doing something for the patient. But if you're really going to make this work, you need to ventilate the patient correctly. Now this also goes back to many times in the field where we'd hear a person say, you know, they were successful with their CPR. The person was laying there, they did like 3 compressions, the person woke up and was standing there when we got there. Well, the odds are that probably really wasn't a cardiac arrest scenario. They probably were unconscious for whatever reason. The person pushing on their chest woke them back up, and they got back up again. So that's more likely the scenario. But we'd always say to them, hey, that was great, you saved them, you did a good job. And that's what we're after here. We want people to at least give it a try. So compression only in those respects, it's better than nothing. But understand where this all came from. And in reality, if it's a family member, and you don't mind locking lips, then yeah, we still need to ventilate that patient to give you the best possible chance of making a CPR save. Okay, so that's kind of my feelings on this and where it comes from. And if you hear the background noise, it's pouring down rain up here today, leftovers from Debbie, the hurricane, tropical storm, depression, whatever you want to call it at this point in time, that's roaring on top of us right now. So, if you got any questions, please feel free to give me a call. We can discuss this further. And if you want a copy of the ER white paper report from that group, let me know. I can email you out a copy. Okay? So again, take care and hang in there. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe because that's what keeps our channel going. Okay? Thanks again, folks.